John, is this something that you always expected in your career, that at some stage you'd be moving into management?
Yeah, look, this is something that I dreamed of, Tony, to be honest, to get the chance to obviously manage your country, and obviously ultimately when you finish playing, to think about getting into management at any level, but to get the chance then to lead your country in two friendly games against Belgium and Switzerland, it's an amazing honour, and one I can't wait for.
Talk to me about some of the managers that you played under. Obviously Alex Ferguson at Manchester United, but the managers that you played for here, for the Republic of Ireland. Look,
incredible people, and I know obviously since I finished playing, the dedication and the sacrifices that management and coaches make to try and obviously succeed because it's such a tough business. But to be honest, there's too many names to be mentioned. It's only in that sense, because there's some amazing people that I work with, and lots of people I took a lot of good things from. But ultimately, then it's up to myself then to get that connection with a team, with a group of players, and hopefully produce on the pitch.
One manager though that you played under, were successful under, and you brought back into the fold, as it were, is Brian Kerr. Tell me why you decided to bring Brian back.
Yeah, look, it was to be fair, it was a collaborative approach in terms of the conversation I had with Mark beforehand. Obviously, you're thinking about these two games, and I just thought the influence that and the enthusiasm, because when I still speak to Brian, that I know he has, and the passion that he has, and ultimately his football brain that he has as well, that it'd be great to have involved for the camp, and I think it's going to be a boost for everyone involved.
What exactly will you have him doing? He said he'd go and collect the footballs behind the goals for you.
I know, he'll be fit at the end of the camp. No, look, he's going to have a lot to do, because obviously over the next couple of weeks everyone will be getting out to games, seeing players, catching up with players, giving feedback on how people are performing, and then also then build up to international games, little bits of advice along the way, and obviously his football eye will be very important.
I saw Paddy McCarthy at the weekend with Crystal Palace. What can Paddy bring to you and to the Republic of Ireland setup for these two games?
Yeah, a current eye on obviously Premier League standards in terms of what it takes to be in the Premier League setup, coaching players at elite level, obviously the Premier League level, and obviously having a passion from an early age to be involved with Ireland as well too. So lots of those things combined together, obviously working with impressive people in his career too, obviously under Roy Hodgson for a long spell too. So he's going to bring lots of experience for a young age in terms of a coach, but ultimately a very good man.
Now, you couldn't have picked harder opposition in a way. They're both in the top 20, Belgium and Switzerland. It'd be no easy task to get results against them.
No, exactly, but that's the challenge. That's what I think hopefully that the players will be, like the coaching staff will be looking forward to. The players will be looking forward to that as well, and hopefully get that winning feeling back in the Aviva again as quickly as we can.
You were part of the setup under Stephen Kenny. What do you think went wrong?
Look, it's one of them. It's a case of, when players are playing at clubs, the level that players are playing at, the challenges you face, and ultimately the teams we were facing, it was a tough ask, and it's one of them now. I'm, for myself, fully focused on the next two games, Tony, to look forward to getting some wins on the board for Ireland if we can.
Looking at the style of play, I mean, do you think about changing that? Because obviously formations have to be fluid in the modern game, you'd say.
Yeah, look, it's a case of, let's see when we name the squad, the fitness of the players available. You have to take into account the opposition, how they're going to set up too, and as you mentioned, being very fluid. But we're fortunate, I think, with the players that we'll have in the squad, we'll be very adaptable in terms of change of formations during the game, beforehand, or whatever the case may be.
But you were part of the setup when Ireland were playing three at the back. Will you think we'll stick with that? Would that be your feeling for the moment?
It could definitely be, because obviously the talented group of young defenders that we have, as well as the experienced defenders we have, it's definitely a strong part of the team. So it could definitely be the case. But as I mentioned, whether you're building in a 3 or a 2, whatever the case may be from the back, we know we have talented players to do that.
You've got talented goalkeepers as well, and one of your goalkeepers, Caoimhín Kelleher, has been making headlines again recently. So Gavin Bazunu has been the #1 in recent games. Is that one difficult choice you've got to make?
Yeah, look, it's great. I have a difficult choice to make already, but look, that's what you want, and you want players performing at the highest level possible. and it's been great to see Creevy obviously over the last say month or so perform at the level he's had, and obviously Gavin's been so consistent as well for Southampton, so hopefully they arrive in a couple of weeks over to Dublin in one piece and they're fighting it out for it.
What will that be like from the other side for you now, going to games, watching games, hoping your players play well and that they don't get injured?
Yeah, look, it's all the learning curve for me, and it's one I can't wait. And I know, look, obviously been involved in international football for so long myself, that it's just part and parcel. The boys will be just concentrating on doing their best for the next game that they can, and then obviously when they come into camp then concentrating on the next game, which will be Belgium in the Aviva, hopefully with a packed out Aviva with the Irish fans screaming us on.
We've always said that Stephen brought along a lot of players, he gave debuts to a lot of players, and that there's great potential in this squad. You'll hope to unlock that potential, I'm sure, but talking about Evan Ferguson in particular, I mean, he's shown how good he can be, but the goals have dried up for him recently. Can you figure out why?
Look, you know for a fact that Evan is going to be scoring goals again very soon. It's like, I suppose strikers have that throughout their career. You look at all the top strikers, they have the little spells in terms of a run of goals and a little quiet spell, but you know one thing with Evan, he trains properly, he looks after himself amazingly well, so you know he'll be doing the extra work needed if possible to get that bit of luck, and once he gets that bit of luck in front of goal, the goals will flow for him again, no doubt.
We've heard that this is a temporary appointment, that a full-time appointment will be made in April. Would you like this gig full-time? Yeah,
well look, for me, the big thing for me, Tony, is putting in a stellar performance in terms of all the coaching staff, all the players for the next 2 games, and then we see what happens then.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck, John. How important will the crowd be here at the Aviva for you?
Yeah, as always, they'll be amazing, and I know the messages I've got over the last couple of days has been truly unbelievable, so I just can't thank people enough, and hopefully, as I mentioned, there'll be a packed house here in the Aviva cheering us on.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.